Live from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Welcome to Boston Bruins hockey on NESN. Tonight, the Bruins wrap up their three-game Western road swing with their second ever visit to Salt Lake City to take on the newly named Utah Mammoth. Hello again, everybody. Along with Andy Brickley, I'm Judd Surratt. Thanks for joining us. Brick, after last night's game, head coach Marco Sturm mentioned to you that my grinders for the fourth consecutive game were my best players. But it's the top-end guys for the Bruins that need to respond tonight as the Bruins close out this road trip.
Ideally, that's the case. But you know what? If you're the Boston Bruins, you'll take a win tonight no matter what it looks like. But this is a team that knows what the winning formula is. They won the first three games of the year. They have to get back to that. That is the way they need to play all the time. Defensively,
last night against a really good Avalanche team, the Bruins didn't mind their game 5-on-5. But when they got the puck back, Brick, they didn't do much with it. That has to change tonight. Jonas Korpisalo making his third start of the season. Korpisalo here early in the campaign, 1-1 with a .350 goals against and an .851 save percentage. His counterpart, Vitek Vanacek, signed as the backup goaltender here in Utah this season. He won a Stanley Cup ring last year as the backup to Sergei Bobrovsky. Corrali was just hopping onto the ice. The Bruins have it. Quick up, McAvoy, now to Beecher. Shoots, Vanacek takes it into the midsection.
Well, you got to be okay with that shift right there, Judd. You know, the top line's on the ice, the top offensive line's on the ice for Utah, and the Bruins are defending, but nothing of quality gets in the direction of Korpisalo, and then they get the puck up ice. They do a nice job along the wall of the defensive zone. Mitten ends up with the puck on the offensive end. He tries to do that toe drag snapshot where you change the release point and try to use the defenseman as a screen, but then it's puck pursuit, retrievals, keep plays alive in the offensive zone.
Off the draw, Beecher hacked it around. McAvoy's there. Paddle it back of the net. Beecher had it skid off his blade. Kevin Stenlund bothered by Beecher. And behind the play, it's going to be Liam O'Brien and Mark Kastelik. First fight of the year for the Bruins. Two tough customers. Kastelik a right. O'Brien has that right cock. Kastelik an uppercut. Kastelik a right to the body. They're at close quarters. O'Brien switches hands. Kastelik a right. Kastelik a right. Kastelik another right. Down he goes. Mark Kastelik with some heavy right hands flattens Liam O'Brien.
One of the bright spots last night in a tough game against Colorado was Mark Kastelik played a real strong game. And take a look at how these, you take a look at the lineup. You see the fourth lines matching up. You say, all right, who's lining up on the left side? Who's lining up on the right side for faceoffs? And you thought there was a pretty good potential that this might happen, and it happened early. Two tough customers exchanging. That's a pretty lengthy battle, too.
Each guy will sit down. Liam O'Brien 2 years ago led the league with a career-high 153 penalty minutes. Sergachev. Gunther. Now Keller hops out. Keller takes a look. Sent back to Keller in the corner. Flipped up top, Sergachev. Keller looking back door. Pulls it back. Flipped out in front, they score! Nick Schmaltz with a chip shot. It floated over Korpisalo and in. Utah 1, Bruins nothing.
We talked a little puck luck in the game against Vegas, especially the Eichel goal that was similar to this. Not exactly the same, but similar that it just pumps up into the air and you lose sight of it if you're the goaltender. The Bruins doing a decent job of defending in terms of their positioning. Stick position, body position. They try to force a play into that slot area. It's out in front of Schmaltz. And he just kind of chips at it. And you can see Korpisalo's reaction. He doesn't know where the puck is because his body's right in front of him at the top of the paint. And it just pops up into the air and just lands in behind the Bruin goaltender across the goal line.
Kaslik going to track down the puck. O'Brien with a shot. Tanev fires. Korpisalo to save, and another follow-up save on Simashev, who just chucked his broken stick. Korpisalo doing his part early. Vanacek gave it away. Beecher sent it up top. Peak chipped it to the net. Kaslik sent it out in front. Bruins couldn't get a grip on it. McAvoy tracks back. Watched by Schmaltz. Drops for Zacha. To Lindholm. Tap to Pasternak. Returns to Zacha. Sets up back of the net. Up top, McAvoy. Here it comes. Vanacek the save. Rebound recovered by Lindholm. McAvoy. Wrister. Deflected. Fired. Pasternak. They score! David Pasternak just off the left post. Found a little daylight and buries one. A power play goal. Bruins won. Mammoth won.
No, that's a great little touch pass by Pavel Zacha, but finally, the shot mentality. He had the big bomb by McAvoy. Right there, right pad save. Get it back to McAvoy again. This time, that quick little snapshot towards the bumper, and it's the touch pass on the redirect by Zacha that finds Pasternak. And that puck has eyes, as it does with all goal scorers in the NHL. That's big for the confidence building and the response to not having your best game in Colorado. You need something to build off of, and maybe that goal right there goes a long way to get Boston's top offensive guys in the right frame of mind.
Now up top it comes to Marino. Scored his first NHL goal against the Bruins, shorthanded in Boston as a member of the Penguins. Originally drafted by the Oilers. Out in front, Cooley walks in, stopped by Korpisalo, point blank. Oh, he just stones him.
Now this is a big time stop. The look was that Cooley wanted to do that backhand toe drag, if that's how you describe it, when you watch the stick work. Tries to get Korpisalo to commit when he's on his forehand and then pull it to his backhand on his backhand with the heel of his stick. Did not complete the play. Korpisalo able to stare him down. But again, Judd, these turnovers at the wrong time. You just had a great PK. You want to, at worst, go 1-1 into the first intermission. You can't turn the puck over and give opportunities like that in the final minute plus of the period.
Schmaltz, Utah changing.
How many guys do you want? The referee just pointed and said, okay, 7's is good.
Oh, you could hear the Bruins bench all the way across the ice. Replay on. Here's Zadorov. 5 seconds left. Zadorov will golf it out. And that's going to do it for the opening 20 minutes of play here at the Delta Center. Well, Logan Cooley got it started. David Pasternak squared the game, and in between some great stops by Jonas Korpisalo. Keller marches the other way. 3-on-2 with Schmaltz. Keller. Jokiharju got a piece of that aerial fast. And now Pasternak rushes back in. Centers. Pasternak shoots. He scores! How about another round of pasta? He has both goals for the Bruins tonight. Bruins 2, Mammoth 1.
And this is another goal scorer's goal. Just the great hands, the great vision, the great finish. You know, and the confidence to shoot it where he shoots it. This is where the second period pays off. He's coming on a line change after a potential 3-on-2, 3-on-3 rush for the top line for the Mammoth. They can't keep the puck in the offensive zone. Advantage for Pasternak. He's got Husnudinov with him. They trade passes. Nice little return pass by Husnudinov. And then the finish by Pasternak. He just squeezes it 5-hole.
8 seconds left in the penalty kill for the Bruins. Peterka. Denied a pass to the middle. Send it out in front. Korpisalo with the glove on McBain. Pasternak out of the box. Schmidt fires. Korpisalo knocked it down. He traps the rebound as Krause crashed to the front of the crease.
Bruins able to maintain their 2-1 lead. Quality penalty killing Love this play right here. Not a lot of defensemen in the league can make a play like that. Zadorov. Gunther with the one-timer. It looked like Corrali got his stick in there as well. Close play in front. How about that stop on the backhand? Right from McBain, close range. Korpisalo able to get it, fight it off. And then Korpisalo able to track this puck and get a much-needed whistle.
In the slot, Sergachev shoots, rebound, and Korpisalo there to deny Hayden. He's feeling it.
That's a pretty good feeling for a defenseman that's just trailing the play, and all of a sudden the puck just finds you on a broken play. Bruins have plenty of bodies back. They just can't manage the puck, and all of a sudden now Sergachev gets it. And even though his shot doesn't get all the way to the net, it still ricochets for another opportunity on a good bounce.
He gets it back. Right of the net, flip back to Keller at the dot. Walking out in front, Cooley shoots. Korpisalo holds his ground.
Another big stop by Korpisalo. They work the overload. Finally go to the low play. Cooley tries to go through his legs on the attack to the net. You know, Keller shows shot, but he hasn't shown the want to shoot it from the elbow just yet. Keep waiting for him to take one shot from there to keep the Bruins honest, and the Bruins have been able to hold their position as a result. That time they do drive the low play to Cooley, but Korpisalo does his job.
Back of the net, Zadorov took a bump. Up top, it's Cole. 16 years in the league. His shot. Korpisalo to save. He got bumped out in front. Now he got a little action out in front. Zadorov getting the hands up. He popped Tanev. O'Brien in the middle of that.
Well, we'll go back and take a look at the action in and around the Boston goal. Unfortunately for Peak, that puck bounces by him. Schmaltz on the attack. This is why there's no goaltender interference, because Peak kind of knocks Schmaltz into that direction. Get a look at it on the overhead. It's a good non-call. And then more pressure in and around the net. Stenley's trying to reach in there. I thought it was a little late on the whistle. Looked like Korpisalo had it for a while. I think that was also some of the frustration from Korpisalo when he tossed that puck. And then Tanev and O'Brien doing what they like to do. And the Bruins have a response, which they've had all night long.
Keller sprints ahead. Schmaltz tips back of the net. Cole. Just a few seconds left, a 4-on-4. Schmaltz, a lane, walks in, centered. They score! Clayton Keller, the recipient of a sweet pass from Nick Schmaltz. And we're all even at 2.
Yeah, but it's the moving pick that sets it all up out by the blue line. The Bruins had been playing pretty well 4-on-4, both in the offensive end and the defensive end. There goes Schmaltz, and there's the Cole pick on Yoki Haru. That leads to a 2-on-1 with speed on the attack. Not much you can do about it. You get away with that moving pick, both bodies skating. I guess you're entitled to certain ice. And then Schmaltz able to take this thing, little pump fake. He's able to get Lohrei to commit. And it looked like his pass wasn't direct to Keller. It might have went off the pad of Korpisalo.
Zadorov holds. He'll go across the ice to Arvidsson. 5. Flip down low, Hustadinov. Crashes into Hustadinov. Or pardon me, Marino crashes into Hustadinov. And now again, these combatants at close quarters. And everybody's starting to separate. Hustadinov. Spinning is Arvidsson. McBain trying to contain Hustadinov. He's got an assist today. Lohrei shoots, deflected. Vanacek got a piece of it. Rebound, batted down, off the post. Bruins have been sniffing around the net here in the last couple of shifts. And now it's drilled up the middle of the Mammoth exit. They bring it in, Peterka. Centers. just beyond the stick of Gunther. Peterka steal on Hustadinov. Fired, they score! Circle. 3-2 Mammoth.
Well, they try to play off the rush for Gunther. Doesn't connect. And then the Bruins look like they're going to get possession. Hustadinov, but he has his pocket pick. Turnover. And Gunther's shot ready. He is ready for a one-timer before Korpisalo can get back to that other post. It's in the net. Good feed from Peterka. Good one-timer. Mammoth lead.
Across, Peak, shattered his stick. Now he's got to defend without a twig. Carconi drops. McBain centered. Korpisalo! Oh, what a beauty! Over at the right post. Looking for his first victory of the season. A couple of years ago, when he was with the Devils, he finished 7th in the league in wins. Six on 5. 49 seconds left. Lindholm, Geekie, Pasternak, Arvidsson, McAvoy, all on the ice. Bruins win the faceoff. McAvoy, his pass intercepted. Bruins have to back out. They bring it back in offside. Behind the plate, it looks like Tanev's shaken up. But he's going to stay on the ice.
Yeah, it's a tough break for McAvoy out at the right point, Judd. You know, you spend time with the erase board. You draw up a couple of opportunities on if we can win this here. If not, if it goes this direction, we got a backup plan. They get exactly what they wanted, and the puck hops over his stick out of the blue line.
Korpisalo back in net. He sets it up for McAvoy. 27 seconds left. McAvoy. Korpisalo still in there. Pasternak off the glass. Now Korpisalo exits. Can the Bruins get it and get an opportunity to the front? Pasternak with 10. Rimmed around by Sergachev. McAvoy's got it. Pasternak shoots. Blocked. Rebound to Stenlund. He'll backhand it down. And the Mammoth are going to win it. Dylan Gunther, the third period game winner. And the Bruins go 0 for 3 on this journey west.
Well, if they had played with that kind of effort, that kind of compete, and when you play like that, you play smarter. In the previous 2 games on this road trip, I don't think they'd be going home empty-handed. This game could have gone either direction. Unfortunately, it didn't go Boston's. But that's the style of hockey they have to play consistently and sustain that kind of effort, that kind of structure, and compete in order to be